Oh, you dirty whore. Oh, that fucking armour plate is just in the wrong fucking place. But I need to ride.
Hello, you cunt.
My hand is all jacked up. Fucking Tuesday night. You know, I live alone, so I've got to do all my chores and shit like that. And I'm thinking, damn, the kitchen's a bit fucking messy, so go down, start the washing up, not paying attention, and I'm washing up a pint glass, and thing smashes with my hand inside of it. So I look down, think, that's not too bad, and then I pull my hand out of the fucking water, and yeah, there was just a fucking big flap of skin running right the way from the back of my little knuckle, round the side of my hand, just into the palm underneath my little finger. So that's an awesome start to the week, considering I am self-employed. I need my hands for work. I tattoo, but I also have a screen printing business. The screen printing business is still quite new, and this week I just got my first big fucking order. So of course, that is the week when I decide to slice open my fucking hand on a glass. So I ring my sister because I can't drive. She takes me through the hospital. It's like fucking 10 o'clock at night. Get there, the place is absolutely rammed with people. But luckily I get seen to fairly quickly within 2 hours. And the guy taking care of me, the doc there, he's a really nice guy. Turns out he rides as well on about the Norton that he's wanting to buy in Cafe Race, which is pretty fucking cool. And he's looking at my hand and he's like, fuck me, he didn't say fuck me, but he looked at it and basically said, you have been really lucky. At the moment, I can't see if there is any tendon or ligament damage, so I can't stitch it up. So I'm like, okay, what's the plan then? What happens if you can't stitch it up? So he tells me, what we will do is you'll get booked in tomorrow, we will take x-rays tonight, and you've got to come back in the morning and see the fucking plastic surgeon. Awesome. Fan-fucking-tastic. So I'm here and I'm thinking, shit, can't move my finger, hands throbbing like a bitch. Have to spend the night at home with the wound still open, which, to be fair, that's what would have had to have happened anyway. So yeah, I spend the night at home, get my ass up, get ready in the morning, and my sister thankfully takes me back through to see the plastic surgeon. So we get in there, I'm sat waiting in line, the plastic surgeon's fucking doing his thing, I'm kind of next in queue. So I go into the room and the nurse undresses the bandages from the night before, and fuck me, it was sore. Are you gonna look? And I have never felt so shitty in my life. This dude takes my hand out of the wrapping, starts an iodine bath and dumps my hand in it, and fuck me, I nearly puked. I'm usually pretty good with pain, and the thing is, it wasn't painful. If anyone out there has been hurt, it's not a sharp pain when you're really fucked up. It's that cold, fucking sweaty, pukey pain where it's just not right. Something's fucked. He goes, I've got to leave my hand in this thing, and then the plastic surgeon comes back out. He's looking at my hand and he actually turned around and says, you have been so damn lucky. Literally millimeters away from taking out the tendon which controls the movement in my little finger. So I turn around, I ask him, what's the deal then? How do we take care of this? And he goes, well, luckily I can see all the structures in your hand. You've gone deep, you have gone really deep. But what we can actually do is I can just slap a few stitches in here and now, and you can get your ass away home. So thank you, Mr. Surgeon at Durham University Hospital, for putting my hand back together, and all the staff there. They are an amazing bunch of people, really fucking amazing bunch of people. Oh, Causy's in.
1 hour later.
Let's go look at this majestic bastard over here. This rolled past while I was getting all my gear set up. Oh, his fucking hand. Look at that. That's not something you see very often. The engineering that goes into that's fucking awesome. That's brilliant. I was saying my hand ended up with a couple of stitches, and now thankfully the swelling started to go down. I've managed to get a glove on. Coming to work today, it means this first big job that I was worried about, it's going to be alright. Things are going to go smooth. Get these t-shirts out for their little beer festival next weekend. Got a good few bands on. Oh, what a nice day. It's fucking glorious. But one thing I am looking forward to, and I'm happy that I can ride, is Durham Easter Egg this weekend. There should be between 500 and 1,000 bikes, and they go from Tesco in Durham down to Darlington Hospital and take the kids who are sadly in there over the holidays. Some Easter eggs, let them see the bikes and shit like that. And I'm hoping that I should be doing everything squared away, and I'll be on the ride myself. So the video I send out after this one, it should be a bit of footage from the Easter egg run. Ah, that's nice. Tell you what, let's go up the top and look over. Get out the way! Oh, you fucking dick! Fucking arsehole! Look at that bastard. Lovely temperature, and the sun is beautiful. It's got a bit of wind up here today. Right. And I'm going to cut back and go back over the road, because that church we passed there, there's an interesting story about that church. It's kind of fucked up story in all honesty. Cool old bloke. Fag in mouth, suntan to bits, doesn't give a fuck. Anything? It is a nice part of the country, this.
Frozen patties later.
Victims of a thing called the Brass Farm murders are buried in this graveyard from, I believe, the late 1700s. And what it was the guy who worked on the farm help, he was apparently a bit of a simple guy. And this day the parents, the farmer and his wife, had gone, and this farm here, I'm not sure which graves they are though, but yeah, The parents had gone to market or something like that, and when they returned, the entire family had been butchered. Children, the nanny, the fucking works. The lot of them had been killed with axes. So yeah, what had happened, everyone had been butchered, the parents came home, and there'd been a bit of a dance on the afternoon, so they got back, the family was all dead. But the farmhand had gone missing and no one could find him. And at that point in time it was like red coats and shit like that. And the local garrison was sent out to look for him. And when they found him in the house, and he had heard voices, and the voices had been speaking to him, telling him to kill all the family. And something had tripped in his head, and he did. He took an axe to them all. And the last room he went into apparently was the smallest child who he adored. And he couldn't go through with it. So he left the child and walked out, and apparently got to the hallway, and the voice basically said to him, if you don't do it, your soul will be condemned, kind of style. And he went back in and the fucker brutally murdered the little kid. So they quickly marched him off to the jail in Durham, had a trial, and there was a hanging gibbet just up the road from us.
First time.
Just up the road from my workshop, actually. And it was there that he was first hung, put in a cage, and his body was tarred, so that his body would be a reminder to all of the criminals what would happen if you did that kind of thing. And his body was left to decay there. But the story with the graves is that when the bodies were put into the graveyard, the father of the victims basically listed on the gravestone who the murderer was and what happened. And if you go to the graveyard now, the murderer's name is actually scraped off the gravestones. It's believed that the father of the murderer is the one who went in one night into the graveyard and chiseled his son's name out. But yeah, crazy weird bit of northeast England folk horror there. A bit fucking messed up, but hey, that's life. So I think after those two stories, you know, totally wholesome, one about me opening up my hand in glass, and the other about a crazy guy who spoke to the devil and then went and killed a load of kids, I think we'll call it a day for the first vlog. So if you've been on and you've enjoyed it, or you've at least put up with it, thank you very much. Click like, click subscribe, do what the fuck you want, to be honest. I'm just doing this for a bit of a laugh. I said the next video could possibly be the Durham Easter egg run, but I think what I'll do is I'll actually do a setup video, because this is a very, very budget setup I've got. I know it's not high tech, it's not the best, it's not the fanciest, but for something I just wanted to have a go at, I think it's going to do me for now. So I think that'll be the next one. It'll only be a short couple of minutes affair explaining what I've got and why I've got it, mainly the limit of my budget. So until the next video, you bunch of cunts, don't do anything I wouldn't, and if you do, just don't get fucking caught. Adios and out.